During the show, Michael Cole said, and the hits just keep on coming. You may be asking yourself, why the hell will Michael Cole just say that out of the blue? That seems like a strange thing to say on a wrestling program. But then you realize that Michael Cole's really goddamn strange and has said a lot of off-the-wall, crazy, vintage maneuver stuff over the years. But then, if you take a look just a little bit deeper and you look at the location of this particular show, well, things get really, really dark. And my mind went to one particular place. I thought, my God, that could only mean one thing. The mob, after 30 years, is coming after the family members of Dino Bravo. They're going to exact the ultimate revenge. They're going to go after every single one of them and say, that way, nobody can talk. Viva la revolution! Sorry, had to smuggle a couple jokes in there. Nevertheless, I'm John Renton with my review WWE Raw from Quebec City, Quebec. Very, very good energy on this particular show. Very good energy. And they basically said quite a bit, we don't fucking care. We don't fucking care. Boy, Trish and Becky and anybody else that was involved in that, they were probably thinking, boy, those French people sure know how to have a great goddamn time and tell us they don't fucking care one bit about this feud that we've tried building. And then we took off the SummerSlam, and then we had a non-finish, and now we're going to have a steel cage match, not in their particular city. But that being said, yeah, Quebec at the Center Videotron. Videotron Center. Why are things worded so weirdly there? Nevertheless. Package on all the Judgment Day stuff. Tension. Will Balor stay? Will Priest go? What will actually happen? But before I dive further into the review, I want to give an update to everybody. So, some of you may have seen my SmackDown review, and some of you may have seen the very end when I said that the producer was not doing all that well. You haven't been doing all that well the past few days. He was getting a little bit more lethargic, more tired, more not really making a whole lot of noise. You were acting a little bit strange. And he was really acting strange on Thursday night. So I decided Friday morning, I'm going to call the vet. And what I did is I took him to the vet because he was acting weird. He was acting a lot like a couple other cats that I had that eventually I ended up having to put down because they were old and they were sick. Now, what I ended up having to do is I paid for blood work and a whole bunch of stuff and meds and dehydration stuff and whatever. And $530 later, and he's eating. He got back to eating Saturday afternoon, evening. He's now more vocal and more up and more himself. So thank you to everybody that decided to chime in about the producer. He's not quite 100%, but he's getting better. Say hi to people. They love you. Yay, producer happy. Okay, so anyway, let's finish up this review, because it's not like I just didn't spend about a minute with my goddamn cat on there. Thank you, though, to everybody that reached out. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, all the Judgment Day attention and all that, and Sammy got a big old pop, and that wasn't just from his sack being drained. He had to have a big old sack drained on his elbow. I run a clean show here. How dare you think dirty? And he was all fired up. He was speaking French. I don't know fuck all of French. I did watch Blue is the Warmest Color. That was some nice French. Except for what the director did. But the two girls, boy howdy. Let's get back to the review. Here's Judgment Day, the boos. Then Owens returns. Sammy's like, you think I came here alone? So yeah, Owens comes out. I guess he's recovered. That's good. And Dominic whiffs his first spot. Good job, idiot. And it's going to be a tag match later. So we get a card rundown. And then the hits just keep on coming. Dino Bravo, man, he's just never going to live that one down. Considering he hasn't been living since March of 1993. I'm mean. Why am I so mean? I had to take a shot there. I'm done. I am done. I am done with that. 90,000 tickets or so have been sold for Mania 40 already. That's over 2 nights. I mean, good. I don't care. It could be in Seattle. I'm not going to Mania. No. And I don't think they're going to have a Mania back in Seattle for a while. And if they run it at the Seahawks Stadium, that's going to be difficult. Because if they try to have an open roof Mania during April in Washington. So the New Day, well, Xavier and Kofi took on Drew and Riddle. It was fine. despite the fact Riddle was there. Big old superplex to a pop, and later the Raiders show up and they attack Drew. And then we get to Trouble in Paradise 1, 2, 3. And then Drew just lays the Raiders out. Explain to me why I am being subjected to watching the Raiders and that stinky-ass tramp Valhalla. Explain to me. Explain that, please. If she wasn't Miss January 6th and, Miss all right-wing crackpot, I probably wouldn't feel bad saying that. I hope her kid grows up and abandons her. So anyway, we get to... I'm sure she's a nice person, but Jackie has that Jim Crockett deer in the headlights look. Just watch this pen here, and then she get... Jackie, I'm sure she's nice, but she's not a TV personality. Just watch this pen, and... Or she's hypnotized, and she thinks she's a chicken. Cluck and flap your wings. So JD and JD were fighting. JD McTuna and Judgment Day are fighting. In the battle, who is the JDest of all? I'm tired. I'm sorry. Apparently, Shayna is now a Mortal Kombat character. She's breaking skulls and whatever. And you know what? If she gets a run with the championship and it doesn't end up turning into a 14-month run, if it's like a few months, fine. At least she's being utilized. We get a package on Gunther. And I'm going to say right now that the only reason that you're getting this is because Gunther did not lose the championship. Maxine laid on a little bit thick that Gable was going to win tonight. That had me a little worried. Gable makes his entrance. Cena's making his return in September, apparently at SmackDown, and to the India Special Superstar Spectacle or Spectacular. They ran one at one point. And I don't remember what the fuck it was. So anyway, Gunther and Gable had a pretty good match. 20 minutes after the other one ended. And look, I'm going to say this. Gable, if they would get... And I know some people like the humor. That's fine. I don't. I think it's stupid. I don't think it has helped him. I don't think it has. Because I want to take him seriously. I want to really root for him. And then make him act like a goddamn goof. And he's approaching 40. And trust me... You can act like a goof as long as you haven't been presented like a joke for years and years and years. And he has. So I actually wrote, if Gunther loses the championship, I'm out. I was actually going to go watch a movie in theaters or watching some other movie. Because they would have just, wrecked the whole goddamn thing. Would have butchered everything they were doing with the Intercontinental title. So the crowd popped big for Gable. There were more heavy chops, and then there was a German over the barricade. And Gable won via countout. And then celebrated like Lex Luger at SummerSlam 1993. Okay. Good. I don't mind Gable winning. Here's the thing. Don't have Gunther lose until he breaks the record. If you want to have him lose at Fastlane, fine. If you want to have him lose on a Raw, fine. Because he did win the title on SmackDown. But you're so close. 18 days, I think, today? Don't have him lose it until he breaks the record. That's it. You can give Gable a run for all I fucking care. Have Gunther beat Rollins, since I think Rollins is going to be out pretty soon. So anyway, who will team up, who among Judgment Day will team up? Who cares? It's not that I don't appreciate the effort they're putting in and trying to build the group, but I'm over it. I'm goddamn over it. Gunther is upset as goons. Apparently, Vinci is being the sacrificial lamb. Again, don't have the goons cost him the title. Just for three more weeks. 3 more weeks. That's it. Oh, look, Cody is talking. He takes Byron out there and he cuts more just very, very acting verbiage. I'm sorry. I don't buy it with Cody. Judgment Day will fall. I don't. Nakamura basically has subtitles for this pre-tape and says, "I know about your bad back, Seth." Seth did I believe it was on Logan Paul's podcast, which probably explains why I only read the transcript, because Logan Paul, as far as I'm concerned, can burst into flames and I wouldn't miss him. Despite how much he has taken like a fish to wrestling, he's a piece of goddamn shit and a goddamn grifter, and he doesn't really deserve happiness. and I give his engagement about a year before it ends. When they start mentioning Seth's back injury here, I know it's bad. That's not good. I'm worried here. Rhea comes out with Dominic, and we go to break. And remember when Indy was, like, utilized properly? Yeah, those were the days. Rhea beat Candice in less time than it took for me to say that. She beat her quickly. And I know that some people aren't happy with her beating people really, really quickly. Now, I don't mind the dominant victories, because let's be perfectly honest, Candice needs to be built up. They're trying to have Rhea versus Raquel. You know, they're trying to recapture the magic they had in NXT. The difference, Raquel ain't what she was in NXT, and Rhea is miles ahead of her. Raquel is on a crutch, and then it's a lose. Don't have Raquel beat Rhea. That's all I got to say. Ciampa is going to do it himself. Do it for yourself. Do it yourself. He's going to DIY it. Why are we getting a DIY reunion? Tell me why. You know what, Triple H? You will not see heaven for your goddamn bad creative. They did. They had their split. They got back together. They had their split again. I don't care. I don't care. So anyway, so basically, Miz ends up knocking LA Knight and says, on the Big Show, there are no room. Good. Good verbiage there, Miz. Apparently Maurice and her English possessed you right there. Anyway, he has a hand-picked opponent. It's Tozawa. To basically say, yeah, really. I want every writer fired. Fire them. Either that or, well, fire them. No, just fire them. You can't physically hurt them, so just fire them and tell them go to Hollywood. Oh, they can't because the studios are being greedy. WWE needs about a third of the writers that they have. And they need good writers. Stop with the comedy writers. Actually have writers that treat wrestling seriously instead of a joke. This is stupid, says Miz. Yeah, he's summarizing what most of the writers have come up with. LA Knight emerges to a pop. Then Tozawa beats Miz while LA Knight's on commentary. Says, they drove 4 hours to see me, and I think they drove 4 hours not to see the Miz. That was a good line. Yeah, Tozawa won via roll-up and got a victory in a match in 2023. The sky is falling. So Drew tells Riddle, I don't think it's going to work out, and then New Day have a name for them. McRiddle. I hate that made me laugh. It really made me laugh. So, Becky then shows up. Priest and more drama with the Judgment Day. Becky has been in the ring for close to 10 minutes. Talks about lemons and the lemonade and unstoppable like Kobe Bryant in Denver. And maybe bit much there, but I don't really give a shit. I have not seen something this destructive to, basically a French-speaking crowd since Princess Diana rolled over. So, Trish showed up. She sucked him in, which sounded less dirty in my head, but I'm going to roll with it, and then knocks him down. I did like how the crowd was basically saying, we don't care. Apparently it was, we don't fucking care. Again, I don't speak French. But Zoe, Zoe had to be disappointed going back to Quebec because she helped build some of the original buildings in 1608, and none of them were still standing. And then she was even there before the Nordiques, the Quebec Bulldogs were around in 1910. She helped form the team, and she's like, what the hell? When did this happen? She saw Andre the Giant debut in the province of Quebec. No, I'm not going to stop these goddamn things because Zoe has a personality of fucking driftwood. And then it's going to be Becky and Zoe in a Falls Count Anywhere match in Tennessee next week. Zoe saw Nick Goulas' first show that he put on in 1937. So, we got Piper and Chelsea Green. Is this supposed to be funny? Because it's not. They do a package on Piper. Thankfully, they remember that Piper Niven actually is good. Thankfully, she's over her bout with long COVID, and I assume other illnesses. I'm not sure. But they managed to realize, hey, wait a second, that association with Eva Marie was really, really bad. And then Piper and Chelsea beat K&K Security. I'm going to call them KK Comedy. KKK, that's not good. Not a soul cared. There was no one to hear my prayer. Give me a better tag team division for fuck's sake, because I don't know if this can be all saved. You didn't think you were going to get that bad reference, did you? So, an Angle documentary on Peacock. Didn't they do one just a bit ago on A&E? Yeah, they did. What about the one about Vlad, the superfan? I think he's African American or whatever, or really, really tan, but he's the one that, had the glasses and the shaved head and was always doing the thumbs up and was at like every event ever. Apparently a really nice guy. Please stop having Jackie do interviews unless you can reboot her. I mean, again, sure she's nice, but for fuck's sake. Anyway, Rollins is in a 70s powdered blue shirt and suit straight out of, like, I don't know, a exploitation movie. He has 2 fractured discs in his lumbar. Ouch. And he's had that for 4 years. Now, he's working through his back injury, but Shawn Michaels had to, retire due to his back injury. Oh, yeah, he was pilled out of his goddamn mind, had to go get clean. Oh, boy, this is Seth's back injury is legit. Shawn just had to go home. Brett was always right about Shawn. Anyway, recaps of Gable winning via countout. Entrances, jumpstart, Owens and Zayn against Balor and Priest. Oh, wow, the crowd's lively already. And then JD McTuna shows up and suddenly says, well, this is stupid. I'm going to throw the briefcase in. And then Owens uses the briefcase as causes a DQ. I'm going to have the producer chime in about this because he did not like this. You did not like this, did you? You didn't like this at all. And then Cody runs down and has a belt. He's got the belt. He didn't have the belt. You cheered the fact that he didn't have the belt. Don't lie. So anyway, then we had Cody, Zayn, and Owens against the Judgment Day men while Rhea slammed them all around. And yeah, they did a melee. They kept the pace up, didn't they? They kept the pace up. You like that. You like the pace being kept up. You just didn't care about the participant. And Dominic got pinned. Hooray! And there you go. Then Sammy said some stuff in French. Better luck next time. A bud. A bud. And that's it. That's it. Okay, say goodbye to the audience. Bye. Okay. That's it for Raw. That's it. You're getting the producer there. You're getting the producer's tail at the end there because he doesn't give a shit. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. So that was an episode of Raw. So I'll still do I might even do NXT Heatwave because I've gotten requests, but that would require me to both watch a Dominic match and listen to Booker T. Call that. And I would rather, honestly, eat glass and listen to Booker T. But we'll see. So, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.